What's up, everybody? Welcome to my youth devotional today. I'm so glad you could join me. Today, you're coming with me to go pick out some flowers, so stay tuned. Okay, guys, we're back from the store, and welcome to my kitchen. We are going to make a flower arrangement today. I know you might be wondering what this has to do with anything, but I promise if you stick with me, we will get there. Today, we're going to be talking about the greatest commandment and how the whole law was summed up in just one statement from Jesus. So in the Old Testament, there were laws that the Jewish people had to follow in order to worship God. There were lists and lists and lists of things they had to follow in order to be clean and pure before God. So there were laws about like how you cut your hair, how you would, behave at church, how you would eat your meat, how you would cut up your meat. Very, very specific. And if you look in the Old Testament, there's whole books of the Bible where they're just like listing all these things. And a lot of times now, we read it and we're like, why? Why is it necessary to read all these specifics? But this is what they needed to do to be pure before God after sin had entered into the world. So every time, you didn't cut up your meat properly, you had to go sacrifice an animal in order to be clean before God, in order to go worship Him. You had to make a sacrifice. So if you go to Matthew 22 in your Bibles, we come across a story with Jesus. So the Pharisees and the Sadducees were the religious leaders of this time. So they were trying to trip up Jesus. If you think about it, they've been doing things a certain way all of these years, and they don't understand Jesus' message of grace. So they're trying to trip him up by saying, what's the greatest commandment? And he sums it up with just 3 things that are really simple. He says, love the Lord your God, love your neighbor, and love yourself, which, if you think about it, is super, super simple. And what does it have to do with anything, They've had books upon books of rules and laws, and then Jesus just sums it down really simple. And they believe he's blasphemous because of this. He says, against such thing there is no law. So if you're following all 3 of these things, you are not sinning against the Lord. He makes it really, really simple. So we're gonna wrap up here. I want you to join me in session 2. We'll be back this Friday. We'll talk a little bit more about these flowers and what they have to do with what we're talking about today. But I'll see you on Friday, and we'll dig a little bit deeper into what each of those commandments mean.